So, the Great American Bash is fast approaching, and one thing I have decided after a couple of episodes ago, there was a terrible match for the hardcore title. I've decided not to have the hardcore title for the first time. I've decided not to have it on the line at a pay-per-view because they're just not bringing in the ratings at the moment, and I'm going to replace it with a 3v3 match, which I will announce on the next episode, just because I think it'll go down better. So, again, we're only 2 shows away. This is the second to last show before the pay-per-view, and doing things a bit differently. We've got one more angle / interview rather than a match, one less match in this episode, and it's just to continue for feuds that are going on. So we're going to open the show with the Cat attacking Lance Storm backstage. Then we're going to have Jim Duggan and Terry Funk beating Skipper and Romeo. Goldberg, of course, is interview over Mike Awesome. He's well ahead in their feud, but Mike Awesome is going to get his revenge of a Great American Bash. If you remember, for Road Warrior Animal or Hugh Morrus, one of them requested a match for the other, and they have it here. So that should be a decent match. They usually are when they request it. Interview Nash and Buff, hoping that goes down well. I know Nash doesn't want to be in a team, but he's fighting for the tag titles, so he should be grateful. You know, he should be grateful for the opportunity. Mike Sanders is going to beat Mike Awesome. Why would Mike Sanders beat Mike Awesome? There's only one reason: Goldberg. Goldberg's going to derail it for Mike Awesome yet again. Interview Rey Mysterio. He's very unhappy. Let's give him a segment. He's feuding with Chris Kanyon, and he is a US champ. So, you know, get that morale up, because we're going to have a bad match otherwise. For the first time, Jarrett and LeRoux have had a match, and of course Jarrett wins by cheating. You know, I think it's going to be a really good feud, this. Yeah. Interview Sting. He's feuding with Sid Vicious. Not got that much heat at the moment, but I'm hoping, you know, after another couple of interviews, the fans will be a little more up for it. And for the first time, Scott Steiner and Dustin Rhodes share a ring. And this is like a trial for the pay-per-view. This is going to be the main event. Scott Steiner's going to win by cheating to retain his world title, but is it going to be the same at the Great American Bash? Well, you'll have to wait and see. And then we're going to end the show with an angle: Chris Kanyon sneaking up behind Rey Mysterio and beating the crap out of him. So Rey's had 2 segments, even though he's not looked good in one of them. So let's start the show. Are you sure you want to start? Absolutely. Good start to the show. Much better start than we usually get from the typical 2 lower mid-card guys going at it in a terrible match rating. Big Sexy Freak, Skipper Romeo, that got as good a score as I think it could have got, considering who was there. I mean, as if the crowd are going to get that up for Terry Funk and Jim Duggan. It's a match just to promote Skipper Romeo and Air Raid, who are going to get involved towards the end. And that feud, in fact, that's another one. If that feud's ready to be ended, Skipper Romeo and Air Raid, that could be on it for pay-per-view. We'll see. Another Goldberg segment went down all right, pretty well. Hugh Morrus Road Warrior Animal. The crowd just didn't really like it at all. The match was all right, pretty good. Overall rating, average. Let's see how it ends. Through the air, no laughing matter. I'll have to look up that move. I don't know what it is for no laughing matter. Nash and Buff backstage. Nash hasn't moaned about it, so not bad. 71%. Of course, they're going to be fighting for the tag titles against the Marmalukes, the current tag champs. Mike Sanders, Mike Awesome. Mike Sanders gained overness from this match. Well, as long as Mike Awesome doesn't lose any, that's okay. Rey Mysterio's backstage. Good interview from him, considering he's on low morale. You know, he got up for this one, so that's good. Lash LeRoux, Jeff Jarrett. I knew this would get a good score, and let's hope he gets an even higher score when it comes to the pay-per-view. I think this is going to be a masterstroke. You know, Booker T's injury is Lash LeRoux's gain. There we go. Sting is backstage. That went down well. He didn't lose any overness, so that's good. And this is for main event. Well, we've got an angle closing for show, but this is the last match. And not great match quality, to be honest, but look at that for crowd reaction. That's an important thing. 98%. Doesn't get much better than that. Overall rating 87%, and that is going to set up the main event of the Great American Bash very nicely. We're going to end the show, and that did even better. Rey Mysterio getting shit kicked out of him basically. 89%, and look at that. Leading up to the event, we've not had a score like that for a long time. 76%. And you know what? It's no coincidence that there was no hardcore title on the line. Really happy with that. Everything was good. And we even had some segments that were in the 60s, 3 of them. But it was a really solid card, that. Let's see what the aftermath is here. 4.54. Yeah, it's pretty good. Dustin Rhodes. I think you might be pushing me too high up for card. Oh, don't say that now, Dustin. Goodness sake. Well, the only way to deal with that is to put him back to upper mid-carder, but I'm hoping it doesn't do anything to his feud. Because if fans start resenting him, that's not good, is it? Okay. Well, that shouldn't take away from the main event. Let's just go to the next day first. No news there. Let's have a look at the morale. Goldberg's still at 15, Rey's still at 20, Buff and Nash have stayed the same. Well, at least they're not going any lower, but the fact they're getting segments and the morale isn't going up is a little bit concerning. Top drawers, Jeff Jarrett should be focus of our shows. 72 workers on the roster, that's okay. Let's have a look at these feuds. Mike Awesome and Goldberg, look at that. 10-3. And it's ready to end. So I'll leave this show here. I'll be back for Saturday Showdown, and then we will get on to the Great American Bash.